I can't wait to put him in his little cage and make him cry.
Record it. Record it for the gram.
You know we will.
And oop.
Does your butt hurt at all from bowling?
Wait, what?
From bowling?
No.
Why does my butt hurt from bowling?
Because you never work your butt muscles, and you were, like, every time you go to throw the ball down the lane, you kind of squat.
Yeah.
And so those muscles were getting worked that they haven't been worked in years.
Who'd have guessed?
I know. My wrist hurt and my arm.
Bowling is a good leg workout.
And you and I were both sweating, but
Yeah.
I don't feel anything today.
My gluteus maximus is sore. It doesn't, like, it's not poignant. It's not a poignant pain, but there's definitely some aches in there.
And your thumb is still messed up from where it got injured on the hole of
Yeah.
the bowling ball.
The bowling ball hole was too tight. You know, I'm the only person in history to be injured from bowling.
Why don't you start doing some squats with me at the gym?
Yeah.
And oop.
So we have a neighbor. We'll call her Debbie because her name is Debbie. And there was a bag of trash in front of her door. Not directly in front. Just like if you walked out of her door, you wouldn't see it right in front of you, but just off to the side, like next to a bush by her walkway.
And how did we know it was trash? The bag was clear, so you could see all the trash inside.
Yeah. Well, so the size of the bag, it wasn't like a 30-gallon bag, that the kind that you rake leaves in, like a giant trash bag.
Yeah.
It was a grocery store bag.
Yeah.
But it was clear, like you said, and you could see the contents. And what I saw was like a plant pot and a bottle of pills, a pill bottle. I don't know if there were pills in there, and just other assorted nonsensical things. But when I first saw it, I thought, well, this might be trash, but it might be a care package that someone dropped off. Like
Yeah.
a Walgreens no contact shopping experience where they just leave it at the door. And there it sat for weeks, for nearly a month.
Yeah.
And for the longest time, because I text with Debbie. Do you have Debbie's number?
No.
Okay. I text with Debbie. I forget why, but we exchanged numbers. Just, hey, we're neighbors. And she's not next door to us. She's directly across our little inlet.
Yeah.
What'd you call it? Our asphalt inlet. It's not technically a street.
Sure. We face each other.
Right. We face each other.
Yeah, and it's not technically a street.
Right.
It's like a driveway.
Yeah. And we exchanged numbers shortly after we moved in, just because, hey, we're neighbors. Let's keep an eye out for each other. I'm not sure what or why. But so every day I would come home and I would see this bag of twash, as Luna Marie would pronounce it when she was 6 years old or 3. That was before Lennox was born, right?
Yeah, she was 2.
She was 2. And every day I'd be like, oh, I gotta text Debbie, but I never did. So finally, a couple days ago, before trash day, I texted Debbie and I said, and I took a picture of it and I said, hey, this has been out. I lied because I don't owe her nothing. But I said, hey, this has been next to your door, next to your entryway for a couple days. I'm not sure if it's trash or if it's a care package, but what do you want me to do with it? Because we'll throw it out. It was our trash day.
And oop.
And what little we know about Debbie, she's the founder of Wine Wednesday here at our condominium complex. Is that right, honey? Or a participant?
Yeah.
One of the co-founding members. We're not sure. And her daughter, who lives with her, when the weather is good, and you can go outside. It's not freezing outside, but during the milder climate months, she will walk around with her Bluetooth AirPods, earbuds, whatever, on the phone, whining about her boyfriend.
Back and forth in front of our house, practically. So loudly talking about all her relationship drama.
Yeah.
And sometimes we like look at her and the kids and I kind of eavesdrop and
Yeah.
oh, did you hear today what happened?
Yeah.
We update each other with what's going on.
And we've heard her / seen her come home from the discotheque, maybe after having a few cocktails. And well, we've all been there, huh? You come home and you act a fool. It's hard to find the keys, or it's hard to find the door. It's making it into your domicile is difficult for some, and we've all been there. But so Debbie had this bag of trash for 3 weeks, which begs the question: she hasn't been home in 3 weeks, and right today it's almost a month. Where is she? Where is she? Where is she? Where does she go? Why does she go for so long?
I can see her daughter being home and just ignoring the trash and just walking by it.
Oh, yeah.
And being like, that's not my problem.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But we haven't even seen her.
I don't think I've seen her.
For a while. So, yeah. I imagine Debbie, co-founder of Wine Wednesday, is in Reno, partying it up.
Yeah. Excellent theory is that her and her daughter are staying at the... What word we say?
Golden
Casino
GSR.
Royale.
GSR. Grand Sierra Resort.
They're at the Grand Sierra Resort.
Yeah.
They're clubbing.
Yeah.
They're whining and dining. Yeah.
Letting men buy them drinks. Giving these men company, would you say, honey?
Perhaps.
Well, so she doesn't have a job, and I wouldn't say she's in her 50s. So is she retired?
She might be older. Late 50s, early 60s.
So she might be retired.
She might be.
Because if you ain't at your home for a month, you have income somehow, or you somehow can pay the mortgage.
I don't think if she works, I don't think it's a traditional job. Because during that time when I was working from home, I always saw her outside during the day, and she was always wearing like workout clothes.
Oh, yeah.
Just kind of walking around, talking on the phone.
Yeah.
Looking at the plants.
Yeah.
So maybe she has some sort of employment, but it's not like a traditional schedule.
Maybe she has a sugar daddy in Reno, and he's paying for all this nonsense. So I text Debbie a picture. First of all, she's the kind of person who likes a text. Because we texted about something, and I said, okay, from now on I shall. Because we're like, oh, we got to keep an eye on each other. Because she had her package stolen.
Oh, yeah.
That was another time. She was gone for a week or something.
Yeah.
Or a week plus. But she's like, oh, we said, let's keep an eye out for each other and just notify each other quicker. We never have a problem, but she's gone. Slutting it up in Reno. Just kidding. So she says, oh, just be on the lookout and let me know quicker, faster. And I said, okay, yes, from now on I shall. And then I see on the text, liked, okay, yes, from now on I shall.
That happens. I see that too. Is that an Apple product thing? I feel like people with iPhones have that feature that they do.
Yeah.
But as Android users, we're not about that, liking text messages.
Because it's dumb. liking my message is meaningless. It's not a response. Give me a thumbs up emoji. Give me a K. Give me a sounds good.
Yeah.
Liked, quote, okay, yes, from now on I shall, end quote. Okay. So you agreed, Debbie. So you agreed. Just say, I agree, or yeah.
Or type out, I like your response.
I like, and then quote me again. Just copy and paste. Ever hear of it? Control C, Control V. So, I take a picture of the bag of trash, And I say, this has been by your door for a few days. Were you expecting a care package? I wrote car package.
You did?
Yeah. Maybe she misunderstood. Well, there might have been a spark plug in there. Were you expecting a car package or anything? Or is it trash? Okay, first of all, timestamp. That was Thursday at 5:08 p.m. Friday at 9:08 a.m. Like, what? Again, is she in Reno? If she's in Reno...
She was already out at the club by that point.
Yeah.
Her night had begun, and then she didn't come to until 9 a.m. the next morning.
Jeez.
So.
Well, because I wanted to take care of it that night. Our trash day is Friday.
Friday morning, the trash comes.
Yeah. So I wanted a response. So if it's trash, we could throw it in the trash and never see or hear from it again. So 16 hours later, literally 16 hours, from 5:08 p.m. to 9:08 a.m. 16 hours. What is she doing for 16 hours? Well,
you don't want to know.
Being a sugar daddy or sugar mama or being a
sugar daughter,
high-end escort. I don't know. It's time consuming, honey. Friday, 9:08 a.m. Response: oh shoot! Exclamation point. My son-in-law was supposed. There's no D on that. Was supposed.
Okay, Mr. Car Package.
Oh, that hurt, honey. That hurt. Why'd you have to throw it in my face like that? My son-in-law was supposed to put that in his garbage! Exclamation point. Okay. So, she was aware of this trash.
Yeah.
The son-in-law lives here or nearby, and he came by, saw this trash. Did he do the same thing as me? Like, take a picture of the trash and say, what's up with this, mom-in-law? And then she responds, oh yeah, throw that in the trash. Throw that in your trash. We're supposed to put that in his garbage. Like, well, what if he lives in Rancho Cordova? He's supposed to put it in his car, bag of trash, and drive it to Rancho Cordova and put it in his garbage?
Yeah.
What's going... So, son-in-law means her daughter is married to this guy.
Yeah.
But it's not... So she has 2 daughters.
We think she has 2 daughters.
Yeah.
We've seen them fighting and yelling at each other outside of Debbie's place on a couple of occasions.
Yeah.
The one that lives with her, she might have a man. There's a guy there sometimes.
Yeah. And he leaves his shoes out.
He leaves his shoes outside.
On the porch. And we're always like, oh, he's not a keeper. Because if she was serious about that guy, she would let him put his New Balances in the entryway. In the, what do they call it? The romper room?
The entryway.
The wet room. My son-in-law was supposed to put that in his garbage! Exclamation point. So many questions. So has he just not been by? Did he forget about? I don't know.
Maybe we should befriend Debbie. And ask her all these questions.
Have her on the pod.
Yeah.
Book her as a guest. You've seen or heard her daughters arguing?
Yes.
Like, is it another, you come home from the disco and...
No. I don't know what...
Do you remember anything specific?
They weren't dressed up fancy like they'd been out or anything. They were just wearing regular clothes.
What time of day or night was it?
Early evening.
Okay.
Dusk. And they were yelling at each other. And Debbie was like trying to intervene and mediate. And Lennox and I were on the ground, like peeking above the windowsill, trying to spy and listen.
Yeah, like 2 little Frankies.
It's really exciting. The girls were they're girls. They're like my age or late 20s maybe.
Yeah.
I'm late 30s now.
You are? Oh yeah.
But so they're adults though.
Yeah. And
they were totally yelling at each other and
that's good stuff.
I thought it was going to get physical at one point. Yeah. Some hair pulling might have happened.
Well, when one daughter's husband doesn't pick up the trash for 3.5 weeks.
It was exciting.
Fisticuffs can ensue. A melee, a brouhaha. But you don't remember anything specific? A specific insult like "you whore of a sister"? Or
No.
anything like that? No.
It was a lot of high pitched yelling. It was hard to make out specific words.
So she responded Friday at 9 a.m. That's about when trash comes by.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Cutting it close there, Debbie.
I got that text, and then I texted you because I was at work and you were working from home. And I said, throw that bag in the trash. Debbie says, just to get rid of it. Because I'm better than her son-in-law. Maybe I should be her son-in-law. Maybe you should be her third daughter, honey. And I'll be the trusty son-in-law who throws away trash in less than a month. So I texted you. I said, can you get rid of that bag of trash? And then you picked it up. Did you pick it up? Did you put on gloves? Or?
No.
Okay.
I picked it up barehanded.
Yeah.
And it
raw
was...
dogging it? Yeah.
It was disgusting.
What was disgusting about it?
A lot of what it looked like was some like drink cartons, like juice cartons.
Okay. Yeah, I remember seeing that.
And there's a lot of liquids.
Yeah, and it's been raining.
There is a giant, and I mean giant clump of wet hair. Wet human hair.
Wet.
It was so gross. It was just...
See, and... I want to know the origin of this bag of trash. Like, because there are a few homeless here and there in our area. Did someone just dump it there?
No.
I wonder how it got there. Like,
it had to have been somebody in that home.
Oh.
Because a homeless person wouldn't have walked by and tossed it so near someone's front door. If anything, they'd dump it on the sidewalk or like the walkway. Not right in front of someone's door.
Well, maybe this homeless person has courtesy. He wants the trash to be out of view, as it were. So you think, why would someone throw a bag of trash?
And it was small enough that it easily could have fit in a normal kitchen trash.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was a tiny bag.
Yeah.
Why was it there?
Maybe son-in-law came by and wanted to throw it out, but it wasn't trash day, so he just discarded it to the side. So many questions, but it was gross. You picked it up.
It was gross.
Did you wash your hands immediately after, Lover? Did you?
Of course.
Did you take a hot shower?
I thoroughly washed my hands.
Okay.
Scrubbed them.
Okay, good. Well, we still haven't seen Debbie, nor daughter, nor son-in-law.
No shoes have been on the front porch lately.
Yeah, but I commend you for being brave, honey. Because I didn't want to touch it. That's why I left it there for so long. I was like, what the heck's going on here?
I didn't really want to touch it. Well, I didn't anticipate how gross it was going to be until it was in my hand and I was looking at it.
Yeah.
But I was happy to get rid of it. It's been an eyesore.
Yeah.
So I'm really glad it's finally gone.
Yeah.
And I think we're great neighbors.
You're helping the community. You're beautifying. You're like the people who go pick up trash on Folsom Boulevard from all the those currently temporarily, through no fault of their own, experiencing homelessness.
And oop.
Okay. We bought a rice cooker. And why did we buy a rice cooker? Well, it's part of the never-ending quest to make our children happy. So, what does rice mean to you in your life, honey?
It's good. I like it.
When we began our torrid love affair, honey, a few years ago, you bought the little bags of rice that you can throw in the microwave.
Yes.
And they're not expensive. They're like $1.50 or whatever, depending on what brand, what quality. And then I was like, after we got married and you made me an honest woman.
And oop.
So those bags of microwave rice, they're not expensive. But there isn't a lot of rice there. And it does add up. And the other thing is that cooking rice is super cheap. Like, you get giant bags of it for a couple bucks. And it's just a lot economical.
It's definitely more cost effective to cook a batch from a big bag.
Yeah. And after we got married, I said, "You're married to an Asian man now, honey. Half Asian, half Vietnamese. But I would like you to cook rice." And you took it on as a challenge. And you started with like the boil in a bag, right?
Yeah. Boil in a bag. What a terrible invention.
Yeah.
But yeah, that one's pretty easy. And then I moved on. After the boil in the bag, I did it a few times. I moved on to trying to do the instant rice where you just boil water.
Yeah.
And then you pour the rice in,
Yeah.
stir it, and cover it and let it sit for 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that was fine.
Yeah.
The kids don't think it's fine, though.
Well, like, they were fine with it. And first of all, like, we don't eat a lot of rice during the week. We keep it low carb. We're big on cauli rice during the week. No carbs before marbs, as they say in the oldie ways, Essex. But for the most part, the kids eat the rice. And they went along fine with it. No real complaints until we started going to local sushi restaurants.
Yeah.
We for whatever reason we've been because Luna constantly asks for sushi, but we've been frequenting Suki Sushi and Raku Sushi, and Luna and you get rolls, but then Lennox gets teriyaki chicken on rice.
Yes.
And their rice, just like any Chinese restaurant or any restaurant in general, their rice it's different. It's better.
It's way better.
Yeah. And so after we expose the Lennox, as we call him, darling son, Lennox Albert, to Suki rice and Raku rice, he became unhappy with your rice, your home brewed rice.
He has new standards now. He's been exposed to the greater world of rice.
Yes.
And mom's at home generic boil in a pan just isn't cutting it.
Yeah, or microwave bag rice. I remember specifically he took a bite of whatever rice you made a week or two ago, and he looked at you with his puppy dog eyes and his frowny face, and he said, "It's not Suki rice," something to that effect. So I was like, all right, we're going to step up our game. We're going to buy a rice cooker. Now, a new appliance is a big deal because we don't have a ton of space in our kitchen. We have a nice kitchen, but there's not a ton of cabinet space. There's not a ton of counter space. So we have to think economically. We have to be smart. We bought a waffle cooker several months ago that we still haven't used. It sits up in
One of these days, we're going to bust that thing out.
In the upper tiers of our cabinets. What rice means to me in my life, honey, I grew up with a Vietnamese woman, my mom, Tien, Grandma Tien as she's known now. But we had a 6-cup rice cooker growing up. And I don't remember the brand specifically, but I remember being either Aroma brand or Oster. But we always had rice going on. My mom was always cooking rice. There was always rice if we wanted it. And then that was a 6-cup. But then my friend Janelle Pentecostis, who I went to high school with, his parents had the 12-cup rice cooker. And that thing was like the size of a truck. And it would sit on, they had a small kitchen island. And this rice cooker would take up like a third of the kitchen island. But they meant business because they all, he had a family of 5. They were all eating rice all the time, 24/7, rice with every meal. And I remember specifically also about his house, they had a giant bag of rice, like a 20-pound bag of rice. And it was so big that they just leaned it up against their kitchen cabinets on the floor. It would sit on the floor, leaned up against the kitchen counter against the cabinets because they were always getting rice and it wouldn't fit in your normal. They're always accessing it, so it'd be a pain in the butt to constantly go into a cabinet, I guess. But yeah, that was Janelle Pentecost's parents. And then another thing I think about is that my stepdad, Curtis, Grandpa Curtis, as he's now known, he likes rice. He eats a lot of rice. And he puts ranch dressing on his rice.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Well, first of all, Kurt likes ranch on everything. Like nearly every, that boy and ranch dressing, it's they're good friends. He puts ranch on nearly everything, and I mean, I like ranch. Don't get me wrong, I like ranch, but when you see him, and he doesn't measure it. He doesn't try to get a single, put it in a like a measuring spoon, kind of. He doesn't put his finger at the end of the hole to dole it out. Well, like when you're shaking olive oil or vinegar.
Yeah.
He just pours it on. Anyways, the man likes rice. Yeah. So I was always like, that looks. I don't know. I don't like that. Another thing about a fun fact about rice is that Chinese restaurants, for their fried rice, they use day-old rice.
Oh.
Because it's just a more consistent, better consistency for frying up rice.
Is that because it gets a little bit stale?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So makes it easier to cook, and it's more appealing eating it, in my opinion. Yeah, they don't use the fresh rice. Okay, we bought a rice cooker, 3-cup. So it's a small rice cooker because, like I said, low carb for us, and this is strictly for the kids. Mostly for the kids.
Yeah.
Monday to Friday, so 3 cups.
Yeah, we'll use it occasionally on the weekends.
Yeah. And for the brand, went on Amazon. So I bought 3 rice cookers. I canceled 2 of them. So here's how it went. I had a couple in my cart, and we went through them, me and you, on my laptop. And we went with the brand IMUSA. I'm USA. I am USA. That's the brand. Fun fact. There's a ton of imitation knockoff third world everything on Amazon.
Everything.
So if you type in veggie chopper on Amazon, the $40 Cuisinart veggie chopper will pop up. But then about 20 other brands that you've never heard of in your life will offer virtually the same veggie chopper for $22 and $19 and $17 and $28. And I'm sure Cuisinart is very appreciative of that. All those cheap knockoffs. But by and large, they do the same thing. They're just as good. I guess they just don't have the overhead. Or
do you think they're, quality-wise, do they last as long as the known tried and true name brands?
Good question. But in consumerism America, we like to throw things away, honey. So what does
great
long-lasting quality mean? So I bought...
So you bought Imusa.
I bought Imusa. And
one of the other... I'm USA, we're not sure.
I'm USA. America. I bought that. And then one of the other ones that we went over was the Dash. Now, do you know the Dash brand?
No.
Okay, Dash.
The Kardashian family?
No. But that was the name of their clothing store. Oh my dear. Oh my goodness. Dash, they do like a mini waffle. They're a fairly well-known brand for kitchen appliances. But it looked hecka cute.
Oh, is that the one that looked like a little bear?
Yeah.
Oh.
It looked like well, to me, it looked more like a Wall-E or something. Like it had eyes.
Yeah.
And a mouth.
It was anthropomorphic.
Nice. Good pull, honey. Let me Google what anthropomorphic means. I generally got what you were saying. So, I'm USA. I was like, I really want the Dash. So I canceled the I'm USA, bought the Dash, and I'm USA cost $17 Dash $25, so $8 difference. Bought the Dash, And then I was like, maybe just go with the I'm Yusa because save $8. And they both have thousands of reviews, 4-star, 5-star. I mean, very well reviewed products. So, and I wanted to save $8. So canceled the Dash, and then I rebought the I'm USA brand. It was quite the journey, quite the roller coaster that evening, honey.
What about the third one you bought? What was it?
No, it was I'm USA.
That was your 3 purchases.
And then Dash, and then back to I'm USA.
See,
yes,
I see.
yes. But I don't know for a fact, but I think brand doesn't matter. It just needs to be a rice cooker. It's just a cup that you put the rice in, and then they add heat.
My guess for a rice cooker, at least,
Yeah,
is that it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I think there are some products it does matter, but
Yeah.
I think this one is not one of those.
Right. Okay. So let's get to the ancient Vietnamese secrets of the rice cooker.
Ooh, you got secrets?
Oh, I have secrets to tell, honey. This is better than The Secret, which is full of nonsense and inspirational Instagram quotes. No, it's because it's dumb. Is that why, honey?
So dumb.
Okay, now I was like, okay, we got the rice cooker out of the way, and I was like, okay, if we're gonna get serious, we got to buy real rice. And you asked me, what does that mean? And I said, okay, well, first of all, it comes in a white bag, and there's an Asian name on it, Asian brand. Essentially, I was saying, get out of here with your Uncle Ben, who's been canceled, by the way.
Oh, I didn't know he was
It's just
canceled.
now, yeah, it's just now Ben's original.
Oh, I thought it was just Uncle.
From Peace Cuisine. But get out of here with your Uncle Ben, your minute rice, your boil in a bag.
And shockingly for you, this means no great value?
Correct.
Ooh.
Correct, yeah. You want authentic. So we bought something called Botan. Botan. It's in a white bag. It has an Asian-esque name, Asian-ish name. But it looks the most, what I remember from Janelle Pentecostis' house and my mom. We might need to go to 99 Ranch, which is a chain of Asian supermarkets. You're not aware of them, honey.
I think I've been to one with you, though.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't know what that name was when I heard it.
Yeah, it's a chain of Asian supermarkets. There's 2 in Sac, but there's many in the Bay Area, many in Los Angeles. A lot of Asian people know what Ranch 99 is. If you've been to KP International and Rancho Cordova,
that's the one.
Yeah,
I've
that
been
we went to. Yeah, it's very similar. And I'm sure we could get very authentic rice there, but like Asian grocery store is very intimidating. Like even I don't, because I don't know what's going on in there. I don't know a lot of the products.
Yeah.
And if you don't know what's going on, you can just get overwhelmed and like walk out with your tail between your legs.
When you were growing up in San Diego, was there a nearby Asian market that your mom liked to go to?
We went to one that was by our church, but it was small. It was very small. It was like neighborhood shop.
Do you know if there's one currently that she frequents?
Yeah, she goes to a couple in Mira Mesa. I went with her to a couple of them a year or two ago. But yeah, I mean, I don't know what's going on, but she obviously knows. She has 60 plus years.
Ask her to give you some lessons.
Yeah,
a deep dive walkthrough.
I know. Yeah, that would be helpful. But yeah, it's a very intimidating place and not for the faint of heart. If you don't know what's going on, well, I've gone into KP International, and I'm just like I can't even with this. But because it's quite the scene. But if we know going in specifically, we want a bag of rice, we could ask my mom. What brands does she favor? I could Facebook message Janelle Pentecostis' mom. No, I don't know. But that's a possibility. But there's no 99 Ranch close by. So we'll try the Botan brand. So it's got to be a white bag. And we got the 5-pound bag of Botan because we're starting slow. But you can get a 20-pound bag, and it's got to have an Asian brand name on it, and that's written in either red or blue font.
Very important.
This is all very. These are the ancient Vietnamese secrets of the rice cooker. Okay, so here's what I remember from my mom. When cooking, most rice cookers, it's just a little switch. You throw some water in there, you throw some rice, and then you press cook, and then it'll automatically flip to warm when it's done. It's very smart. But when it's done cooking, you do not dig in, because it still has to go. There's a lot of steam in there. There's still a lot of moisture in there. So what you do is you let it sit, and you could turn it to warm, it turns to warm automatically. My mom would unplug it because the rice stays warm. It's in a very small space, and even room temperature rice, I think is enjoyable.
Sure.
Obviously, if time is of the essence and you need rice ASAP, eat your heart out, dig your heart, whatever, dive in, do what you gotta do. But it's still very loose right when it's done cooking, and you get what I refer to as Panda Express white rice. It's just, it's like boil in a bag, microwave in a bag rice. Just not authentic, or not as fun to eat, not as a good experience to consume. So the moisture has to evaporate, see, I'm not sure about the time because I haven't had a rice cooker in 20 years. I've been around a rice cooker for 20 years. But like, my mom would unplug it, and hours later if you wanted some rice, you would dive in, and it would still be good. And actually, now that I think about it, I like if the meat is hot, the protein, whatever, the beef is hot, and then the rice temperature is room temp, or even a little cool on the cool side. I like that contrast.
That does sound good.
Yeah, it's a fun time. And then one helpful hint that I got from my mom is that when you reheat rice, because eventually it'll dry out, or you throw it in the fridge, it'll get dry. When you want to eat the rice, you throw it in the microwave. Wet a paper towel, just under water, just run it under the faucet, and then put that paper towel on top of the rice. And what will happen is that when it microwaves, it will steam. The moisture from the paper towel will steam, or it'll drip down on the rice, or it makes it reheats it well. You breathe new life into your rice. My mom has been on the brown rice bandwagon for a few years. It's okay, but I'm not a fan. It does have more protein, but I'm a traditionalist. White rice, white steamed rice. So cooking it, I couldn't quite remember how to cook it, because again, I haven't been around a rice cooker for a couple decades. But I asked my coworker, Pauli, who is an Asian man, if you didn't guess by his name. I said, Pao, you have a rice cooker, right? And he said, I have several rice cookers. And I was like, all right, we're getting down to brass tacks here. Let's get down to business. So I asked him, I gauged, I brought around all my Asian coworkers, Pauli, Meng Kang, and Kem. I can't pronounce his last name, so so I don't try. But they're three Asian men, and I felt like I had gathered like a Algonquin round table of generations of knowledge.
So much wisdom, I'm sure.
Yes. Many grandmas, many aunties, many uncles, many grandpas. Just a wealth of knowledge. I was like, I was accessing like the 10 Commandments or something. Or this was like the UN. The UN of rice cookers. So here's all the tips I got. And there's not many, but first thing you do, pour out the rice, the dry rice, obviously, from the 20 pound bag that has the brand name in red or blue written on it, if you were listening earlier. You pour it out. You want to rinse/wash the rice. And so when you first throw some water in there, it'll be cloudy. And that's like the rice dust. There's a term that I saw earlier, but I can't remember it. But the water will be very cloudy. So, and it'll take 2 or 3 rinsings. So you get some rice, throw some water in there, and you kind of, what am I doing here?
You're like
you sift.
Whooshing with your hands.
I'm whooshing with my hand. You're just trying to get all the rice dust, the whiteness, the cloudiness. And then it'll take 2 or 3 washings. So soak it, or you rinse/wash it, dump out the water, throw more water in there, whoosh your hand around a little.
Continue to whoosh.
Whoosh more. And it'll take 2 to 3 times. And then Kem says you soak it for 30. So after the whooshing, throw some more water in there and then just let it sit. Pour enough water to cover the rice. And then you let it sit for 30 to 60 minutes. I see suspicious questioning.
I don't know about that.
Are you questioning 9 generations of Asian wisdom of the rice cooker?
What did the other 2 guys say? Did they agree with this?
You know what? They kind of were like...
That seems unnecessary.
Well,
what do I know?
Well, let's try it.
All right.
I think it'll... Well, he was talking about fluffy rice. So maybe if you don't want so fluffy rice...
What do we want? Sticky?
Non-fluffy?
Not fluffy? Flat? We want flat rice?
We want flat rice. He lets it soak. Okay. And then how you measure... So... And then I said, well, if you want to cook 1 cup of rice, do you use 1 cup of water? Is it 1-to-1? Do you use a little more water? Do you use a little less? Would you put 3/4 of a cup of water for 1 cup of rice? Would you put a cup and a half of water for one? And then Pao was like, no. Use the finger technique. And I said, oh, yeah. This I remember specifically. So what you do is after you've rinsed/washed, after you've soaked, you put, you fill the rice cooker thing up with water, and then you put your finger down to the rice. So your index finger is touching the top of the rice.
Okay. And
then the water goes up to your little divot, not your fingernail, but is it a knuckle?
I think it's a knuckle. It's not your big middle knuckle. It's like the first little knuckle.
Okay.
First above your fingernail.
Yeah. First little joint. And that's how you know that's the appropriate amount of rice.
Okay. Rice to water.
The amount of water, correct.
Okay.
Yeah. And I was like, oh yeah, because I remember doing that.
It doesn't matter what size your hand is, how long your fingers are.
Oh, that's a good question. I think it's all about. Would you say that's like an inch? Mine's an inch. Well, I mean, you're not gonna have a baby stick his finger in there. Oh, this rice is really dry. We gotta stop baby Ted from putting his finger in there. And then I was like, what if it's 5 cups of rice? What if it's 10 cups of rice? And Mang Kang was like, it doesn't matter. That use the finger technique up to the first divot.
All right,
joint.
Mang, we're gonna do it.
Knuckle, if you will. Pao says he used filtered water. He uses filtered water. And then Meng Kang said, that's not how we do it in the hood. And I was like, ooh, what's about to pop off up in here?
Filtered water, that's so bougie.
World star. It's about to be a fight. No. Well, but then Pao started going into, well, I like filtered water all the time. Like, he never uses tap water for anything. For boiling pasta.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's unnecessary.
I know. And then Meng Kang came with, he was like, Pao, at restaurants, they just use tap water for all their cooking. And Pao was like, yeah, I know. And I was like, Meng, you didn't have to do that to Pao. His world is crumbling around him now. You didn't have to bring up that point. I was like, ooh. So then I hugged Pao and I said, it'll be okay. It'll be okay, Paoli. There's many different types of rice. There's sushi rice, there's sticky rice, jasmine rice. Most people know that. But we got the botin. I don't know what it is.
You don't know?
It's rice.
Does it say on the back?
Can
we check later?
Yeah, I'll check right now.
Okay.
And oop.
Okay. I'm looking at botin rice on Walmart.com. First of all, honey, describe this bag.
Wow.
It's white.
It's a white bag.
Yeah.
The font is red.
Yes.
There's some Chinese characters and a red flower.
Yes.
I think a lot of these rices do have flowers on the bags, don't they?
Yes.
That seems very common.
Yes. And it says on top, U.S. #1 extra fancy botin rice. But there's nothing specific. But I was like Googling and Amazoning and Walmarting via search. You can buy sticky rice. You can buy sushi rice. And also you can cook things differently. The sticky rice you cook differently. The sushi rice you prepare differently. I believe that's what Kem does with the soaking that you were so skeptical about.
Are we going to become rice aficionados?
I hope so, honey. I mean, I don't know if you've been listening for the past 45 minutes, but I already am a rice aficionado. Even though I haven't cooked rice or been around a rice cooker for 20 years, as I said. So those are the ancient Vietnamese secrets of the rice cooker. I know this is scintillating stuff, folks. Yeah. Well, what we're gonna do is we're gonna cook it next weekend. We're first of all we're gonna get some sort of protein from Uncle Pete's Cuisine.
General chicken or orange chicken.
Yeah.
I'm hoping.
Yeah, and then we're gonna bring it home and cook rice on our rice cooker.
So exciting!
3-cup rice cooker with all this knowledge I have, or with 9 generations of Sacramento Asian men and women that I assembled for their knowledge, and we'll cook it next weekend, and this is the best part, honey. We'll do a live taste test on the pod. That's right, a taste test of white rice. It's gonna be it's gonna break the internet, is what it's gonna do. Just the rice cooker, it brought up so many memories for me. Just a part of my life growing up, and really like it's really about culture. I guess just food in general, about culture and tradition and celebration. So when we bought this I'm USA $17 rice cooker, so many memories and so many thoughts came into my head, and I thought it would be a scintillating conversation. And has it been fascinating, honey? You look spellbound, honey.
I've learned so much.
Yeah, well, that's what this is all about. Teaching. It's a teachable moment, and I couldn't get the title "Ancient Vietnamese Secrets of the Rice Cooker" out of my head. So I was like, yeah, let's pod about it. Alrighty, are we done, honey?
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, that's the end of the program. It's been fun, but not really. Let's all try a little harder next time. Like, comment, subscribe, follow, review, and rate, or don't. Do whatever you want. You're a grown-up. Make your own decisions. Do what's best for your family. Please be sure to use our promo code for NordVPN. We don't have a promo code for NordVPN. Goodbye. I love you. We love you. We hope you have a good day today and tomorrow. And sure, I may have called our neighbor a drunk, but I'm still a good person, and we're still good people. Thank you for listening. Thank you for your time. I hope you have a wonderful day/night. Bye-bye.
And oop.
We got chicken.
Is that crispy, juicy tender?